If you're anything like me, retirement is this far off foreign concept. It's kind of like calculus or astrophysics. Like, yeah, I took the class, but do I really know how to pass the test? So I sat down, I did some math, and I found a way to simply break it down in a way where you can see your money will work for you over time. So sit back, relax, and let's get it. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Zach, and as always, I'm your host here on the Divine Dividend. So I want to touch briefly on this movement that I've discovered recently. It's called the Financial Independence Retire Early, so the FIRE movement. And what this is, it's a community of people out there that are just kind of tired of working for the system. Tired of doing this Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and work until you're 65, and then take away from your IRA. So this is a group of people who go through extreme expense cuts, extreme savings, and then any extra money they have, all of that money in savings just gets put in this long-term investment portfolio that's growing in dividends. A lot of time there's real estate in there, but something that creates a passive income. So when you get to the age that you want to retire, you're able to live off of that. So if we take a look here, 78.5% of the people in this movement are planning on retiring by 40 years old. So almost everyone fits in the first three bars here. So this is super extreme. It gets a lot of criticism because a lot of people are still trying to live their life, and it's kind of unrealistic. But these people will, even if they have enough money, they're still couponing for everything they buy. They're not going out to eat. They're not going to the bars. They're probably living off like top ramen, and there's no hate at all, but that's not really the life a lot of people are trying to live. But what we can do is take some ideas from this and apply it to our own savings and our own investments for the long term. So I'm about to be going through 4 examples. I just want you to keep this image in your brain as we go forward, all right? All right, so the first 3 examples we're going to go for would be if you started your portfolio with $2,000. And if you put in $500 a month, that's going to give you $6,000 a year, right? 5,000, 12 months, 6,000. And this were just to be if you were to keep it in a savings account or maybe like a CD the whole time, capping you out at about 3% growth. So you're going to add your 6,000 to your 2,000 and then the interest, and that's going to give you your first block. And then every year it's going to grow by your 6,000 a little more, 6,000 a little more, all the way down. So if you never touch this and just keep reinvesting the interest, that 3%, over and over and over, let it compound, after 10 years, that 2,000 plus your investments is going to turn into $73,534.56. Okay? And then just at this ratio, keep in mind that every $100 you invest, over 10 years, that turns into $134. So just like our portfolio now, let's watch this brain grow. All right, example 2, still starting with $2,000, still putting in $500 a month, still giving us $6,000 a year, but we've graduated from a basic savings account onto investing in either an ETF or individual stocks. So your typical stock on the S&P 500 will give you anywhere from 7 to 10% annual growth. So we're going to pretend that it's just giving us 8% every year. Okay, so your 2,000 initial, 6,000 that you're putting out throughout the year, and then you gain 8%. So after year 1, you're already going to have $8,640. Well, you just let the interest compound and compound and compound. By the 5th year, you're already over $40,000. And if you go down to year 10, you're at dang near $100,000, $94,996. So with this 8% interest, it's obviously more than double this. But this $100, if you were to spend it in year 1, that would be $215 in year 10. So this is like something that you can steal from the FIRE movement, all right? Money that you spend now is actually going to be worth way more in the future. So if you think that spending $100 on dinner tonight is a good idea, 10 years from now, that could have been a $215 dinner, or it could have been going out 2 more times, whatever the case is. But just know that every year, because your initial right here is getting bigger year after year. You're actually making more and more money each year. So this first year you might have made just about 7,000. Well, from year 9 to year 10, you made over 13,000. Oh, you've got a savings account, huh? 3%. Oh, you've been investing in some stocks in the S&P 500, huh? Okay. Oh, so you're in the S&P 500 and you have dividend stocks and you reinvest all your dividends. Okay. Yes, that is exactly what example 3 is. So you're starting with $2,000, but this time instead, you want to get a little bit more saving friendly. You're throwing 520 bucks in a month. Literally 10 bucks less a paycheck that you're spending. Adds up. So now you're putting in $6,240 a year, growing at 11%. Why is it higher than the 8? Because you have all these stocks that pay dividends and you're just reinvesting all your dividends. So this is even conservative because a lot of stocks that pay a dividend will pay you more than 3% annually. So you got your 2,000. You're putting in 6,240 a year, and you're making 11%. Boom! After year 1, you're already over $9,000. Work your way down. Work your way down. Compound, compound, compound. After year 6, that 2,000 plus your annual investments have now turned into $58,548. And congratulations! By year 9, you're over 100K. Now, this is awesome because you finally have a decent amount of money. From year 9 to year 10, you're making over $18,000. After 10 years, at 11%, putting in 520 bucks a month, you now have $121,000 sitting in this portfolio. Okay? 11% interest, or 11% growth rate is super easy when you take a look at something like Microsoft. Okay? This is the 5-year play. Over the last 5 years, it's gone up 328%. All right? Yes, they do pay a dividend, but also this growth, if you can find a company just as solid as Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, any one of these companies that are really growing like this, it's going to outpay some of the dividend stocks. All right? 11% a year is really not that hard in the scheme of things. It's absolutely reasonable. Just imagine if you had put all your money in Microsoft. And that will take you from 2,000, like initially, that's year 0, ground zero, $2,000. 10 years later, over $100,000 more. Okay? So at this rate, the 11%, which also, again, like I said, not that crazy, that $100 you had in year 0 is now worth over $280. Okay? That's every $100 you're spending. You're putting in $500 a month. So just you can see how it's just going to grow over and over and over again. The only difference between example 3 and example 4 is starting earlier, starting yesterday. Put a little bit of urgency on this. So this last example, we're starting with the 10K principle, all right? So maybe you've been doing the savings plan method for a year. You stuck to the plan, you were putting in $500 a month, and after year 1, you have $8,000, okay? So it's just a little bit further down the line, all right? It is not hard to get $10,000. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of discipline, and just consistently putting that money in, all right? Starting with 10K, we're putting in 750 bucks a month, so $375 a paycheck. And then this is going to be $9,000 a year. That alone, if you're just growing your portfolio $9,000 a year without any growth rate, is awesome. Okay, but so here you got your 10,000. You added 9,000. You get 11% growth. After year 1, you're already at $21,000. Okay, compound, compound, compound. Let that money work for you, because at year 7, you're already at almost $120,000. If you've just never touched it at all, an extra 120K in your portfolio, that's awesome. Set your goal. Do you want 50K in your savings? Do you want 100K in your savings? Where do you want this money? And at that point, like, you could take out 100K, put 100K in your savings, boom, start this process over with 20,000 or 18,000, whatever's left, and just rinse and repeat over and over. But if you stick to the plan, you can watch that 10,000 turn all the way into $706,000. Now, you can use that. You can take some awesome trips. You can pay off your house, pay off all your cars, send your kids through college, send your grandkids through college. There is like no limit to really what can happen here. But just know that from year 19 to year 20, you made almost $80,000. And this is passive income. You didn't even do anything besides just put in the little bit of money that you've been setting aside every month for the last 20 years. Okay, your lifestyle didn't change at all, and you made $80,000 by doing nothing. So now you might not be able to live off $80,000 a year. You might be able to, you might not to. But that's not really the point. The point is, so much money was made for you by you literally doing nothing. but just investing into solid companies, getting that dividend, getting the profit from your real estate, and just putting it back into the pot and just letting that pot get bigger and bigger by itself. So I think at this point we can all agree that retiring early sounds awesome. I'm not saying the FIRE movement is for you, but what I am saying is if we apply some of these principles, so cutting your expenses, saving a little bit more, throwing all those savings into investments long term, and reinvesting all your dividends, all your profits, your portfolio is going to go through the roof. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.